we're talking about Ayurveda, and interestingly, my experience or my understanding of Ayurveda has always been around food. So can you tell us a little bit, clarify for me if you would, explain Ayurveda as a whole, rather than like, I'm thinking it's just food and what we're eating.
Yeah. And that is the case for a lot of people. And it turns a lot of people off because they're like, oh, I can only eat this and I can only eat that. And if you, the practitioners are wonderful, but some of them are like, here's your list of foods to eat. And that's it. So in a nutshell, Ayurveda is a healing science based on nature's rhythms. It's been around for thousands of years, way longer than the Western medical system. And it's looking at how your body is working. We always look at digestion, and we always look at the symptoms that we're having. And anything that's going on is an imbalance. Now, what causes those imbalances? Well, we're all, just like the earth and the universe, everything's made up of the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. So we all have that in our bodies, just like it's outside. I'm pointing this way because my window's outside. So what's going on in the atmosphere in the world is reflected into our body. So we want to align with those rhythms. So for example, if you live in a cold climate, you do. If you live in a cold climate, just really simple, you want more heat, you want more fire, because there's so much air, which is cold, right? There also can be a lot of water if there's snow. So we want to get things warm. We want to add more heat, just like you have more heat in your house. Well, your body is your house, so you want to add more heat. So one of the ways that you can do that is with food, and certain foods that are going to warm you up from the inside out. And some of this is really simple. It's like you use spices in your cabinet, like all the Christmas spices, like nutmeg and clove, like all of those are warming spices. Some of them, so shifting what we do for the seasons. And it's the same thing with exercise, for example. So you know how there are some people, and like as soon as they step foot in the gym, they turn red and they start sweating. And so they already have this excess heat. And then there are other people, they don't really sweat. My mom was like this. She just didn't sweat. So she didn't even have that much fire and water. And this also is about our personality. So somebody who has a fiery personality is like igniting change, and they're out in the world. And then there are people that are slower and they don't like to change, and they're stick in the muds, which they have more earth element. And if you understand this, you even like give somebody a hug, like some people you give a hug, and it's like solid, and you can lean up against it. And then there are other people, and even like babies, right? So this is talking about the change in life, and babies are squishy, right? And then we go through our life, and then you hug somebody else, like an older person. And it's like, there's just a lightness there. It doesn't matter about their weight. It's really about the lightness in their face and in their muscles, because they have more air element. So it doesn't even matter about weight so much. You can hug somebody who has more air element, who's larger, but you just can feel it. So understanding all these things really helps you understand people's lifestyle and their personality and the things that they do. And if you want to get a little more into it, we can do that, but I just wanted to leave it at that.